Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Art Evolution by Naveda. Today I am going to be reacting to a My Story Handmade video with Darren.
Yeah, Fireplays.
Also known as Fireplays. So today we are reacting to I Was Born and Raised in Prison by My Story Animated. So yeah guys, before we begin, make sure to subscribe to both of us and leave a like on this video.
And thank you for 100 subscribers.
For both of us guys. And yeah guys, if this video gets 1,000 likes, then we shall do part 2. Because this is actually like a series. It's like part 2. Like in this story, there's like a part 2. So we're going to be reacting to I Was Born and Raised in Prison. So let's watch.
Okay.
The sick intro. I actually saw this.
Some prisoners die dreaming about the moment their feet will touch free ground, but not me. I was the only prisoner who didn't want to get out of prison. I know that you might be curious to know what the charge was that landed me up in prison, but I don't even have an answer.
Darren, what should we call this girl? She didn't say her name.
Glaka.
What? What's a glaka? No, tell me like a good name. Shall we call her Sammy?
No, let's call her My Story Animated.
No, let's fine. Let's call her Mia. Okay, Mia. Her name is Mia, guys. Okay, Mia.
For that, as I was put in prison without one. Even though I spent most of my life in prison, I didn't stay in there forever. My family and friends are all—
Wait, I think she was born in prison. What would you do if you were born in prison?
If I was born in prison, that would be the funnest thing.
That would be the weirdest thing.
What?
For me, I don't want to be born in prison.
Okay.
Okay, continuing.
all in prison, but that did not necessarily mean that I had to stay there as well. It took a lot of guts for me to get out of prison, but going back in, without a doubt, even harder to do. My mom was only 16 when she went to prison, a mere single moment that turned her life upside down. All her dreams vanished into thin air when she pointed a gun at a burglar that broke into her house to scare him off. It was her first time to ever hold a gun, and she didn't know how to use it. All she knew was that her mom had put the gun in her hands. She was terrified and trembling as the burglar took her money and attempted to escape through the window right in front of her.
It is actually
I would be very scared.
You know what I would do? Call the cops. Why would you shoot the man? Like, just call the cops.
The money that the burglar tried to steal was all she—
Run away from the house.
No, he won't run away if you, like, just grab him and call the cops. Like, one person can call it. Wait, is she alone? If she's alone, then she has to.
she had, and she was keeping it for the baby that was growing inside her, which was the reason for her mom's rage.
See, the mom was there. She could have, like, called the cops or something. I don't know. Just
in the
do
first
something.
place. On the one hand, there was a voice that spoke to her in the last moment before she pulled the trigger. It told her, "Don't do it, it's wrong." And then there was my grandmother's voice saying, "Do it!" And the voice of the burglar on the other end of the bed.
Yeah, it's all because of the grandma. Like, she's like, she's like forcing this poor child. What should we call the mom? Mia's mom. Mia's mom.
Begging her, "Don't do it." It was then that my grandmother screamed at her, telling her that she was a useless coward. She no longer heard anything, neither the voice of the burglar nor the voice of her mom, not even the voice coming from within.
Taryn, imagine somebody pointed the gun at you. You know what I would
very
do?
scared.
No, I would just run away. Just run away, burglar.
Then they
her. All that she heard was the sound of the gunshot that still rings loud in her ears even to this day. Nobody in the police station believed her when she told them that she didn't mean to do it, and all that she remembers was hearing all those voices, and then the image of the burglar.
Poor dude. Oh, should I? Darn. Why would you say yuck? It's a dead person.
Lying in a pool of his own blood. The last words that my mom heard from her mom were, "You will always be a bad girl." And that was it. She was charged with murder, and she was sentenced to 35 years in prison. If she was lucky, she would get out of prison by the time she turned 40. But my mom isn't very lucky. You might be thinking, how could a 16-year-old girl be in prison while she was still a minor?
She just shot a dude who was doing like.
It's all because of the grandma.
Yeah, and also because of the robber. Like, if the robber like did not rob, then she would be a happy little girl with a happy little life. But still, it would be kind of bad because she's 16 and then she's like pregnant. She's 16 years old. She's still a minor.
So let me explain. There are 2 states that allow the imprisonment of those who are between 16 and 17 years of age, as they consider them to be adults. And as if that wasn't already bad enough, she also had to deal with having a mean mom, and at the same time, being 4 months pregnant, she had lived her whole life in a hostile environment, and now it looked like she would die in one too. Even if the place she was in was different, it wouldn't matter. There are bad people everywhere, whether—
Oh, I think this is the grandmother. Look, it's the grandma.
This is the mom.
No, this is the like Mia's grandma. is her mom. I don't know who this guy is. Is this like the robber dude?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
Inside or outside of
thought it was
prison.
the
And
mom.
as for me, well, my luck wasn't much better than my mom's was. I was in her womb throughout all of this. On her
Yes,
first day in
yes.
prison, she screamed all day and night as she desperately needed some vitamins for her baby. She was extremely exhausted and afraid that her baby would die. Her baby was the only thing
That's
that was
literally
left for
you.
her.
What? That's me.
No, I'm saying that who's speaking.
She had to scream at the top of her lungs over and over again until she no longer could, for them to finally ask her what she
Oh, this lady's evil. Why didn't you come before?
wanted. She screamed because she was alone, screamed because she was miserable, screamed because her dark
But
thoughts
that's-
had taken
but
over.
That's a bad guy. Why can't they just shoot him?
What, the robber?
Yeah.
Like, he is a bad person, but killing people is like illegal, right? Like, you're not supposed to kill humans.
But it's a robber.
Kill each other. That's like
the
bad.
robbers only kill us.
No, they don't kill us. They rob us.
Her
pun.
screamed because of hunger,
Sometimes
exhaustion,
Jesus.
and
They sometimes kill us because if we find out, then they do.
pain. She screamed and screamed nonstop. And because she spent the last 5 months of her pregnancy screaming, no one knew that while it was just her 5th month in prison, it was actually her 9th month of pregnancy. And she was screaming because the time had come. Nobody knew that the time had come for her to
They
give
thought that she was crazy. Why did I pause at this moment? It's just water.
birth until I joined her in her screams when I was finally born. It didn't matter so much though.
Yeah,
The
this is her, Mia.
only difference was that the supervisor upsized her meals so that it would be enough for the 2 of us, and that the other prisoners looked out for Mom a bit more after she'd given birth.
That child is like, what is this place? I don't see the sun.
Although I don't have any memory of those tough days, I can honestly say that my mom's face was the only thing that kept me
Why
alive
is
in
the
the
child going to prison?
No, I think they will like release the child. Like, the child didn't do anything wrong. The
Yeah.
mother did something wrong, but not the child.
Yeah.
What did the child do?
absence of the proper health care that a newborn like me needed. Prison was originally designed to break a person mentally, emotionally, and physically. My mom was pushed to the verge of madness while she was still a kid, but the only thing that kept whatever was left of her sanity intact was me. When I started to learn to talk, I learned the word grandmother from my mom. She used to tell me stories about my grandmother
an
who
evil
never visited
grandmother.
us. My mom knew that I was the only
Oh!
Yes, she's an evil grandmother.
family she had left, but I couldn't help thinking that
great
somewhere behind the walls of the prison, I had a grandmother. It's fair to say that even though there was no
No.
blood relationship between me and the
It's a
women and
great
girls who were
grandmother.
imprisoned with my mom,
No, that's not her great grandmother. It's Mia's mother's mother. It's her grandmother, right? Mia's grandmother.
Yeah, so it's a great.
Oh, you're not even in this story. How can you say that's your great grandmother?
I'm saying it's hers.
No, that's not hers. It's her grandmother.
they were still like family to me. None of the guards cared about me, except
Mia's
one.
mom's mom is only the real grandmother. Mia's mom's mom is the grandmother for me. I mean Mia's mom. So it might have been great grandmother.
So you're
Her
saying,
name was Zoya.
So you're saying that Mia's child. What? I don't understand, guys. If you understand what Darren said, comment down below, because I don't understand.
She had Russian roots and she used to bring me clothes and diapers. She was the one who gave me my name Vera, which means hope in Russian.
Oh, her name is Bera. No, it's not. It's not Mia. It's Bera. Can we still call her Mia? Is that good?
Okay, fine, Lara.
Fine, Bera.
She even taught me how to read
Yeah, it's a 10-minute video.
and write when I turned 6, wanting to prepare me for the day on which I'd get out of prison to see a world I had no clue about. One day after she'd spent almost a whole day trying to convince me to sit and learn, I asked her, why would I learn to read and write if there's nothing for me to read or write about around here? She answered, who said that there's nothing to read? There
that
are
the mom?
millions of books
No, this is a guard named Zoya. She only gave the name to Mia. Now Bera.
out there that are full of stories and information
Yeah, they do.
about everything in the world. Then I was curious, so I asked, and how can I get these books? She said, tomorrow I will bring you some comic books. The next day, I waited by the cell gate holding onto the bars, waiting for Zoya to come. But she
Poor child.
The
I think.
police lady lied.
Yeah, she probably lied or she probably died. I don't know. Lied and died. She probably lied or she probably died. Oh my god.
she never came. I sat day after day in the same spot.
Comment down below, guys.
Did the mom die or something?
She lied or she...
Did the mom die or something?
No, the mom is in a different cell or something, or with the child. I don't know.
Waiting for her to show up, but she never did. Finally, I asked one of the guards who'd taken her place, and she told me that Zoya wasn't coming back. Eventually, the hope I'd had
Zoya is gone. She lied and she died.
about getting the books started to fade, but that was far from the worst thing that was about to happen to me. My mom started treating me differently. She was moody all the time.
Why? Poor child. She doesn't have anybody except her mom and her grandmother who's a bad grandmother. I don't know if she's bad.
That's not her grandmother. That's her mom's grandmother.
Darn, all this time we've been thinking that?
Yeah.
Dummy taboon.
What?
No. This Mia's mother.
Yeah.
Yes. So Mia's mother's mother.
Yeah. It's Mia's mother's.
No. Mia's grandmother is Mia's mother's mother.
No.
Yes.
That doesn't
What
make
have you been listening to the story all this time?
That's not her grandmother. That's the mom's grandmother.
No.
Yes.
No, it was her
Because
mother.
she had a mom also.
She was saying, at least I know I have a grandmother out there. Didn't you listen to that line? I was like thinking about that only all this time.
Stop lying.
I'm not lying.
It might be a great grandmother.
No, it's her grandmother.
And I could hear her crying all night. She no longer liked talking
Stop
to me or
crying.
sitting next to me while we ate. Can you imagine what it's like to be avoided by the only person you have in the whole world? I endured weeks and months
I cannot imagine, can you?
Yeah, I can.
of neglect. I didn't know what to do. One day I couldn't take it anymore. I was so mad about the way my relationship with my mom had changed. A woman who was a few years younger than my mom approached me and asked me to move away from the corner in which I was sitting.
Why does she look like a Karen for some reason? Her eyes and everything.
Not a Karen.
She doesn't have a Karen in her.
She's a good.
So, are you saying that she's a good girl? Are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
because she wanted to sit in it. I refused, so she pushed me. I fell on the floor and
Darn, you said she's a good girl. She's even bleeding this child. Darn, she's not a good girl. You're so bad. You supported the bad girl.
cut my hand. I learned in prison that everyone wants to be the tough guy, so they won't fall victim to someone else who's stronger. Everyone struts around to show how tough they are, but I didn't need to prove how tough I was to anyone. Everyone treated me like a child, but suddenly they had all stopped doing that, and I didn't understand why.
Yeah, because of her mom, or
I could-
because she was like a little bit older now.
Just sit back and not do anything about what that woman had done to me. So I stood up, dusted myself off,
Time
and
to
pushed her
kick
back.
her.
But she was so big. The rest of the prisoners surrounded us and started to chant, "Fight, fight,
Fight,
fight!" But the
fight,
fight was
fight,
over before it had even
I would've
begun.
been
Some
the
prison
same.
guards
Oh, this guard, I hate this guard. You know why? Oh, this girl. This guard looks just like the prisoner, right? Who you said was good.
No. That the guard looks like the mother.
Keep your hands down.
The guard looks like the mother.
This guard?
No, the
Or
other guy.
this guard?
Yeah.
No, that does not.
approached us to break up the fight.
They
One
have
of
the
them
same
grabbed me by the
animation
hand
style.
and took me to the office of the chief prison warden. While we were on our way, and without any warning, she punched me in the chest. She treated me exactly
Oh no, poor.
Sa.
Oh no. Oh no.
like one of those prisoners. That punch somehow took my breath away, but I didn't fight back, as a prisoner's card always loses to the guard's card. I only
It's
looked.
like Pokemon. Like, Pikachu always loses to. Who's that called?
Leon.
How much HP does that have?
No, Leon is a trainer.
Bruh.
And he has a Charizard which is very powerful.
Cool.
Looked at her with great anger and frustration. I looked around everywhere trying to find my mom, but I couldn't find her. Suddenly, my anger turned into gut-wrenching sobs. That guard saw the anger and misery burning in my eyes, so she looked at me and said, "Your eyes will get you in a lot of trouble. You have to understand that
You
there's
should not cry.
You should
no
cry.
place for you here. But if you ever want to have a chance of surviving outside these walls, you have to first survive inside. Life outside isn't that different from life in here." She extended her hand to shake mine, which in the prison world meant that she respected me. I went into
I respect you, child.
Why is she in prison?
Come on, give me your hand. That means start. Ah, he does not respect me.
The office of the chief prison warden, I saw a pile of papers in
Why
front
does this turn? I always have this question, okay?
Why is the kid in the jail?
Because she was born in jail. Okay, now look over here. Look at the mom. The mom looks so mad. Why does she look so mad?
Because she's in jail.
Bruh.
of him, photos of
name
me
is
and my
Keith.
mom were on top of it. I wasn't sat in front of him because of the fight. Instead, he was about to tell me the news that would change my entire life for the worse. You are getting out of jail, he told me in a
Yes.
clear
Why is she so upset that she's leaving jail?
I was
voice.
so
He then
happy
said-
when I leave jail.
Yeah, why is she so sad though? Why is she sad? Guys,
But
comment
she
below what
doesn't
you
want
think.
to leave her mother.
Guys, comment down below Art Evolution, by the way, like my channel's name, if you like this video, but all in caps.
If you hate this video.
No, don't listen to Tharn, guys. Tharn is really evil.
said,
No.
there's a family that is going to adopt you.
Started
You will go
loading.
to school, and your life here will be a thing of the past. My life in that place would not only be a thing of the past, it would be over.
I think why she's sad is because she's going to leave her mother.
Yeah, that's why I was telling you.
Ever! The procedures were faster than I expected them to be. Within 2 hours, I had my stuff packed, and I was waiting in front of the cell for the family that was adopting
Sad music is playing.
me. I sat there waiting for the unknown. Who was this family, and where were they taking me? And as for my mom, well, she didn't even show up to say goodbye. Why, though? A tall
Maybe she's like really
Your
upset.
grandpa.
It's literally a grandpa. It's not even a man, and she's really younger than this guy. Maybe she dyed her hair brown. You don't
man
know.
wearing a suit and a short, fat woman who was wearing a colorful dress arrived.
Hey,
The way
you
they
cannot
looked
call that woman fat. That's bad.
was strange to me. Why is the lady wearing gloves? I asked myself. The weather wasn't cold. Let's just say that our first meeting was okay, but not exactly comforting.
It
I
was-
didn't want to go
It was okay.
with them, but I had no other choice. First, I'd been abandoned by Zoya, and then by my own mom. Prisons are supposed to rehabilitate the prisoners to help them give up on the emotions of anger and help them to start over.
Oh, this dude
She
is so
told
happy.
she'll get the comics.
What comic? Oh yeah, she left. She just left. She was like, I don't want to get this child comic. I'm leaving. Bye.
With a new life. However, prison only taught me how to stay in a corner that was full of rage, desperation,
Guys, Tharn has like been raising his hands for so long. What are you trying to do?
Nothing.
and frustration. As a 7-year-old girl who had never had the chance to explore other sides of my personality, it was hard at first for me to get along with Mr. and Mrs. Thompson who'd adopted me. They were suspiciously calm. I felt like they were plotting something. But to my surprise, it turned out that being calm was the normal state of a human being and not the other way around, and that I was the one who was constantly in an abnormal state. After a while, I began to like them.
What is that lady doing? What is that lady doing? What is that lady doing actually?
Why?
What is she freaking doing? Like
He's cooking.
After a while, I began
What's
to
she
like them,
thinking,
but absolutely nothing was going to replace the love I had in my heart for my mom. We tried over and over again to visit my mom in prison, but she refused to see us every time we went to visit her. I came back from those visiting attempts every time with
I think something's wrong with that mother.
1,000 questions in my mind. The only answer
Yeah.
that Mrs. Thompson
that's
had for
part
me
two.
was, "When you grow up, you will understand." I soon went to school, and guess what? There were a lot of books. I bought some of them for
Hey, yay.
Finally.
my classes, and there were so many in the library. But despite how happy I was about all these books that I could read, I felt sad for Zoya and my mom. I managed to make friends with some kids my own age, and I was very diligent at school. Everyone liked me, and I started to enjoy life outside the walls of prison. I started to spend most of my time at the library, but I always wished that my mom could be there too.
What? So this is part 2, guys. If you want us to both react to part 2,
You have to
make
give
sure
us both 1,000 likes.
leave 1,000 likes on this video and also subscribe to both of our channels. And yeah, guys, if you enjoy, if
You have
you're
to get 1,000 likes in every single video.
no, that's
But-
no only on this video, cause that's the point. Every reaction video should have 1K likes. And also Darren will be doing reaction videos too, guys. So yeah, make sure to check out his channel. Also check out Tejas' channel, and also check out the Rise of Gamers. Subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. And also, guys, thank you for watching. Bye.